Sandotrini. A sad story. The little boy. There was a little boy who knew no shame. Collecting rent with his father was his only game. He grew up thinking that he was at the top of the heap, and that most other people should be treated like sheep. He failed at gambling casinos in Atlantic City. And he failed when he opened his own university. He called for the execution of 5 black boys in NYC. He never apologized when they were found not guilty. His hatred of people of color was well known. He said he didn't even want them counting the money he owned. He said he loved women, and that proved to be true. He staged beauty pageants to have dressing rooms to walk through. He grabbed women by the hair and by the crotch. What could he ever do wrong? It didn't seem like much. For the local women all he had was scorn. For that reason 2 of his 3 wives were foreign-born. When the U.S. president turned out to be black, he left no stone unturned to hold him back. He claimed that he wasn't a U.S. citizen and that the man was lying. He vowed to get him out of the White House, and he never stopped trying. He finally divided the country equally half and half. Then waved his red hat and had a belly laugh. When he ran for the presidency and his hope came true, his first order of business was to try and undo. For every piece of legislation the former president was able to pass, he tore up the papers and used them to wipe his face. The next thing he did was to make a public call to ban foreign visitors and build a Great Wall. He said that poor people who lived overseas should stay over there in their s-hole countries. In his first term as president he failed like a school test. Only those at the stock market swore that he was the best. Finally it was time for elections again. He thought that it would be a stroll down memory lane. But unluckily for him, when all the voting was done, the results clearly showed that his old rival had won. His childish ego couldn't take this great loss. After years on TV, firing people and acting like a real boss, the little boy refused to accept his defeat, and swore that he'd have to be dragged out of his seat. When he finally accepts defeat and walks out the door, he will continue to change things back to a century before, to a time when some people were neither seen nor heard, and they couldn't look him in the eyes, nor to him say a word. The beginning of the end.